Okay, so welcome to the live streaming sessions. And tonight we are actually seeing there's a lot of good chances appearing on the market. And if you guys have been waiting for me, welcome back to the live streaming sessions. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And certainly, since the last week, I'm taking a break. Things has actually been doing really well on the market, and I hope that you guys have been able to make some great moves on the market as well. And certainly, based on what we have been seeing so far, everything has been very, very positive. And as usual, on Monday, we have some good moves as well. We are seeing that prices break another all-time high. And I'm seeing that if you guys have been trading most of the time on the gold market particularly, I'm sure you guys have been able to make some great moves as well. So again, welcome back to the live streaming sessions, and I'll be guiding you throughout the live streaming sessions. And yesterday, we have actually been sharing with you guys a lot of ideas on how we're expecting to see how the overall market movement has been. And last night, we have actually been seeing that the market movement has been much, much positive compared to tonight. That is certainly the case, and we'll be expecting to see more bigger market movements could be happening at later hours tonight, especially we will be having the revisions from the non-farm payrolls, and that will certainly affect the market a lot. And based on that, I'll be expecting to see much more bigger market movements to occur from there, and expecting to see great volatility at later hours during the revisions release on the NFP numbers for tonight, guys. And I'm sure if you guys have been trading lots of good time during last week, this week, and I'm expecting to see major movements could be continuing up to next week, guys. So that will be the main focus for us on tonight. Until next week as well, guys, that will certainly be the case. And if you guys haven't known me yet, welcome to the live streaming sessions. Hope to see you guys here more often in the future. And don't worry, outside of my break, I'll be doing live streaming sessions with you guys as usual, so that you guys will be getting informed on what you guys could be doing. And basically, during this live streaming sessions, I will be guiding you guys on what I'm expecting on the market, what I'm seeing on the trends, and I'll be introducing myself and my trading style with you guys in a moment so that you guys could get a little bit of an idea following through my live streaming sessions for tonight, guys. All right. Hope that helps you to get understanding on how I'm doing my live streaming sessions and what really pushed me to share these live streaming sessions with you guys so that you guys could get a little bit of guidance on what are the expectations that you guys could get out of the market, guys. All right. So hope that helps you and welcome to the live streaming sessions, guys. Okay. Okay. So first of all, welcome. My name is Steven. Nice to see you guys and meet you guys here. And just for a small introduction, I am a swing trader, trend follower, meaning I'll be looking at the overall market movement for the day and what's happening on the long term so that you guys could get a little bit of an understanding. What could you do if things have started to shift in the long run? But don't worry, as usual, I'll be covering the long term as well as the short term so that you guys could get a little bit of an idea what's happening on the market. And based on that itself, we are expecting to see major market movements appearing on the market. So for instance, we'll be looking across different trading assets with you guys throughout the live streaming sessions from gold, silver, oil, forex, any trading assets you guys could name it, and we'll be covering it with you guys together. And certainly during the live streaming sessions analysis, I'll be covering two important ideas with you guys. First, I'll be looking closely about the possibility on how the overall trend for today has moved. So for instance, you guys can actually see that this is the trend that we have been seeing for today. It has been going on an uptrend, even though the angle is not really steep, but at least it's still on an uptrend. And second, we'll be looking at the momentum on the market, whether the momentum has started to continue or whether the momentum has started to slow down as well. And that will be guiding us throughout the night and to actually see what is actually going on the market. All right. So that will be the key event, I would say. But other than that, I'm pretty sure there's not much to be confused, and I'll be expecting to see major market movements appearing at later hours. Okay. So if you guys do have any questions throughout the live streaming sessions, let me know on the comments, guys. Certainly happy to help you guys. Okay. All right. So let us get started for tonight. We'll be starting the live streaming sessions through the analysis of gold. I'm sure a lot of you guys are paying close attention towards the gold market movement. And overall, the signs has been looking pretty great, guys. I'm not really seeing any downtrend or a downtrend is happening. That is certainly not in the books. I'm actually seeing that prices has actually been going on an uptrend despite, I would say, the market movement has started to be slowing down after entering the London sessions. Prices has been ranging ultimately, but the overall trend is still intact. Even though I would say that prices have started to slow down, moving on a range in this kind of manner, the overall long-term uptrend still exists. So I would say that tonight we can still see the direction is still likely to go up higher despite the trend has been stopped. But as usual, during major market events such as of tonight that we'll be watching, it is very much common for us to actually see this kind of market movement. Prices will be moving on the sideways, and the expectations is for us to see how the price reactions will be. And ultimately, I believe with this kind of market movement, the idea is likely for us to actually see what kind of possibility could happen. And I'll be showing you guys a little bit of an idea what you guys could do if prices continue to go up, and what you guys could do if prices continue to go down. So don't worry, no matter what are your views on the market, we are going to cover it with you guys throughout different trading assets. So if you guys have been watching so far and you guys are looking good, you guys are getting a little bit of an understanding how I'm doing my analysis, welcome to tune in, join in, and don't forget to give us your comments. So I do know that you guys have do some questions on the market, guys. All right. So, if we are watching through the markets right now, we've actually been able to see prices has actually been showing us good sign on the market. Prices has actually been building up a very good consolidation between 3648, 3650, and prices has actually been able to hold itself pretty steady on those prices. And I think that itself is a pretty good sign that the support area since entering the sideways area for today between 3637 and 3658 has been able to build a very good support at 3650. And with that said, there's a good chance that if prices are likely to break out, it's likely to happen with the consolidations from here. And the possibility for prices to continue to go down always be existing, guys. It's market, it's always about possibilities. But if we are going to wait for confirmations or not, there are always two ways that we can approach this market together with you guys. So first, if we are going to look on waiting for confirmations, the way that we are going to wait is we are trying to see how prices will be breaking out and break today's high and able to sustain its prices above today's high will be the sign of the confirmations that we are waiting. If we are trying to do buys on the market on the gold, our view is bullish, it's still intact, it hasn't changed. And second, if the momentum has actually been showing us confirmations that prices are able to go higher and stays above 3659, there's a good chance we can actually get the confirmations in the next few hours. Especially, we know that tonight there's the NFP revision numbers on the annual revision, and it is expected to see the revisions will be much higher than the usual ones. So there are the expectations on the market. All right, so that's on the case if we are waiting for confirmations to do buy on the upside. But what happens if prices starts to break down below the support at 3650 and prices starts to go down? So in that case, if it happens, that means we are likely to wait for confirmations again, try to see how the price reactions and whether prices could break down below the sideways area or the lower uptrend channel area. So if prices starts to break down below 3640 and stays below it, there's a good chance we are likely to see that the gold market will continue to drop. But overall, these are just scenarios so that you guys could get a little bit of an understanding on how you guys could approach the market with confirmations. But I'm sure that some of you guys aren't patient enough to wait for the numbers or wait for the action to be there, and you guys wanted to get the lowest entry point. I certainly do understand you guys. And if that's the case, there could actually be some ways that you get to approach the market, meaning you are going to trade without confirmations, which is the speculative buys. And with speculative trades, there's always the same. You guys are expecting to be bullish or be bearish. So on the case of bullishness on the market, that means we are going to enter at the current price, which is around 3654, I would say. And if prices drop below the support area that has been forming a good consolidations at 3649, that means our speculative buy is failed. However, in the case of doing speculative buys, we are getting the lowest risk possible because if we are waiting for the confirmations to buy at 3659, you are missing out the 60 points potential in terms of risk, and that is certainly one of the pros and cons. You guys could get lowest risk, but you guys wouldn't be certain that the prices has actually continued its trend. So it's the same case if you're trying to do sales, we're going to do the sell positions at the highest price for tonight, which is around the resistance area for tonight, around 3657, 3658. We'll be waiting for prices touch there to get the lowest price. Because if that's your view on the market, if you guys are bearish, that means we are going to do trades right at 3659 to do the shorts on the market. All right, so there you go, guys. So that you guys could get a little bit of an idea what are you guys expecting on the market. So you guys could wait for confirmations, or you guys could immediately trade on the speculative trades. And certainly, every movement has its own pros and cons. Waiting for confirmations could easily let you ride the wave on the trend. If you guys are not waiting for confirmations, you guys could be waiting, but the best part is you're getting the lowest risk. So on that case, I will suggest for you guys, if you guys are trying to do speculative buys, try to buy towards the nearest support area. And if you guys are trying to do sales, I'll be suggesting for you guys to try to wait for prices to touch back 3657, 3658, so that you guys could get the lowest risk on the high for tonight. As if you guys are trying to do the shorts, that will be the best price. So hope that helps you to give you guys a little bit of insights on how you guys could prepare your trade. If you guys are trying to do speculative buy, if you guys are trying to do trend following swing trades with confirmations, there are the ways that you guys could approach the market. And certainly if you guys don't want to miss out on any great updates on what could be possibility on what is going to happen on the market throughout the live streaming sessions, don't forget to follow and subscribe and stay tuned because I'll be monitoring with you guys on what is happening. Stay tuned, give you guys the updates on what kind of price actions has happened on the market, and let you guys update it, and I'll be even giving you guys a little bit of a recap right at the end of my live streaming session so that you guys could prepare your trade throughout the day despite my live streaming sessions ending. So if you guys are interested to get this kind of updates, looking through the trends, looking through the momentum, looking at different strategies that you guys could face the market, you guys are welcome to join in and subscribe and follow us together on the live streaming sessions, guys. All right. But certainly, if you guys do have any questions on how is my view on the market could be directed in those kind of manners, you guys are always welcome to let me know on the chats, guys, because I will certainly welcome your questions on the market. And if you guys do have any requests on what markets that you guys wanted to analyze, you guys are always welcome to let me know on the chats, on the comments, guys. All right. And certainly things has actually started to improve much better, I would say, on the US side of the stock indices as prices has actually been moving really well. And overall, prices has actually been going higher. And my view for tonight hasn't changed at all. My view is still bullish on the market, and I'm expecting to do buy positions. It's just on how I trade, I will be waiting for more confirmations. But if you guys aren't patient enough, you guys could definitely try to do the speculative buys, and the possibility for prices to hit your stop losses will be much higher. So me personally, I've given out the strategies on how you guys could face the market, whether you guys are trying to do speculative trades or whether you guys are waiting for confirmations to do your buys. It's all provided for you guys here. And certainly right now, as prices has been able to rebound from the support area 3650, there's a huge expectations that market could be continue to go higher up from here, guys. All right. So welcome, and let us see what's happening on the other side of the market. We have been discussing fully on the gold market, and I'll continue monitoring and give you guys updates. So if you guys don't want to miss out on any great major market movements happening on the market, don't forget to follow and subscribe. And I will update you guys what is happening and what you guys could do based on those scenarios as well. And throughout the live streaming sessions, overall, the market movement has been showing some good signs. Prices has been able to rebound from the support. I'm still pretty much bullish. That hasn't changed the view. I will be waiting for confirmation since I'm likely to try to chase the big swings rather than the small pips. But if you guys are short-term traders, speculative trades is already in place, I would say, guys, and hope that you guys haven't missed out on any chances, as prices hasn't really run far away from the support area, and don't miss out on the chances if you guys are trying to do the speculative buys. Okay, so far no questions. All right, so that's a good thing. And if you guys do have any questions on the market, drop in the comments, drop on the chats. I'll be reading it. And if you guys do have any questions on the market, let me know on the chat, guys. All right, certainly happy to help you guys. Okay, let me have a break while we are checking a little bit of a peek on what's happening on the silver market for tonight. Okay, so I could say for sure the trend in the silver market is a little bit boring, guys, but there will always be chances to do trades. So we'll check it out later on. A little bit of a sneak peek. We are actually seeing that silver market has been ranging. I could take that as a little bit of a positive sign, guys, because in that kind of case, there's always chances prices could be offering us a very good spot to do buys on the low side. Yeah, but we'll be back. Let me have a few, see how things are changing on the gold market. And if you guys are enjoying your time here so far, get some insights on how you guys could do your trades. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and likes, guys. All right. Okay, so far everything is still showing good signs. Prices has been able to continue to go higher, and I'm taking that as a pretty positive sign to the gold market. And the expectation is for us to actually continue seeing the gold prices will continue to go higher for tonight. That hasn't changed at all, and the view is still remain the same. Okay, so if you guys do have any questions on the market or any requests on the market, let me know. But before I'll continue my discussions on the silver market together with you guys, I'll be watching closely to try to see what has actually happened on the overall market movement and what you guys could be expecting for this week in terms of economic events that could really impact the market, guys. So, worst, we are actually been seeing that this week will not be having really big major events outside of the NFP updates on the quarterly employment and wages. For Tuesday, it hasn't been much, but I believe that tomorrow, starting from there, we'll be getting more ideas on the market where we'll be seeing some inflation data coming up from the Chinese side, US tariff court appeal, but I think the most important thing for this week, outside of the regular initial jobless claims, we are going to watch the US PPI, where this will be the last final readings on the inflation numbers that could really give us a clear overview how inflation has been reacting on the market. And certainly based on the expectations of the analysts, we have actually been seeing that the previous number has been jumping really high. And more is to come where we are expecting to see inflation has come down because the two key criteria for the Fed to actually cut interest rates is we are likely to see inflation still remain under control. And second, we started to see that the labor market is weakening. And last week, NFP data has actually been showing us that proof. And the only proof that we are going to wait is the PPI data for this Wednesday. And the expectation is we are expecting to see both core inflation and headline inflation still remain subdued. And on a monthly basis and yearly basis, it's also going down lower. And other than that, we'll be having the EIA crude oil inventories, which could affect the oil market movement in general, which will be continued on Thursday, where I'm expecting to see that ECB from the European side will be deciding its interest rates, and the expectations we are likely to see that the ECB will hold its interest rates after cutting interest rates the previous months for 2 straight months. But after that, the US core CPI, US on a monthly basis and yearly basis, it is expected to stay under control. It wasn't going to go higher than the analyst expectations. And at the same time, we are seeing the US initial jobless claims as well. So I believe those two numbers on the US side could really dictate on what kind of possibility that could really push and trigger the Federal Reserve members to decide on whether an interest rate cut could happen or not. And certainly, ending the week, we'll be seeing the University of Michigan sentiment numbers. So those are the key main events outside of ECB and the US inflation. We have French inflation, Euro inflation, and UK GDP estimates. But I believe the main view of the market will certainly be put on the US inflation on the consumer side, where consumer inflation is still expected to be a little bit higher. And that will certainly cause a little bit of a problem, I would say, on the market. So this week we are having big events in the market. First, we are expecting to see that the producer price index should still remain under control. It shouldn't be going up really big and much. And second, we'll be expecting to see inflation number will be the big test on the market. And if prices could actually stay under control, certainly the chances for rate cut could be coming out soon on the market, guys. Because Overall, the expectations on the market has been pricing in the possibility of a 90% chance of a rate cut, especially after the NFP data non-farm payrolls has been showing the signs of weaknesses, and we are expecting to see the continuity of the market movement from there. Okay, so watch carefully, and definitely I'm expecting to see bigger volatility on the market could happen, especially with before and after inflation numbers for Wednesday, Thursday. It will be certainly for be a volatile market movement, and prices couldn't really be showing a lot of clear signs during those periods, guys. All right. So if I'm trading as usual, I'll be waiting for confirmations so that we are not really getting in and out or getting swiped out on the market based on those volatilities. And we are expecting to see that the overall long-term market movement on the gold will continue, as from what we have been expecting so far on the long-term market movement, that hasn't changed much. We're expecting to see that the gold is still on track on the uptrend after breaking out of the sideways movement that we have been watching here. And the expectation is for us to continue seeing the rally continue to go. Possibly there will be a healthy correction is happening, but afterwards we are likely to see that the market will continue to go higher on the long run. And the overall long-term target will be discussed more on my VIP live sessions, where during my VIP live sessions, I'll be covering more ideas on the fundamental side, especially tonight's NFT revision will be the main topic as well. So I'll be discussing what are the impacts of this tariff updates and FP revisions and what are the implications. Also, I'll be sharing with you guys what are my views on the long term, on the gold market, on the silver market, and primarily after the rally, how sentiment has changed. So I'll be covering more about those price actions and targets on the long term and medium term. So if you guys are interested to know more about it, welcome for you guys to join me on my VIP live sessions, and you guys could get access on it by clicking the link on my profile, my video descriptions, and chat for access on my VIP live sessions, guys. Because I'll be sharing with you guys what I've learned, what I've been analyzing, and hope you guys could benefit out of it as well. But ultimately, I believe most of you guys are still believe in this bull run, this rally, especially after that breakout is really beautiful. And overall, signs of slowing down isn't really appearing on the market. So I'll be expecting to see that the rally could be continued towards 3,700, towards its nearest Fibonacci resistance area around there. Okay. Okay, so let us return towards our chart. Overall, the signs are looking great. If you guys have been doing your speculative buys at lower price, put your stop losses right around the low side. I'm sure everything is still going well for you guys. There hasn't been really any much of a change that is to be concerned as of now. And I'm expecting to see that both gold and silver will be benefited. All right, so let us switch towards the silver market and see what's actually happening tonight for the silver market since the start of the day. So the silver market has actually been moving on a sideways, which is a totally different stock reality compared to the gold market, where gold market has actually been able to continue its uptrend, which is certainly a very positive sign for the bull rally to continue. However, we have actually been noticing that the silver market has actually been moving on a sideways, and that itself could make us a little bit more cautious as a result, because if prices continues to move in this kind of directions, there's a good chance that the silver market couldn't be continuing its uptrend, similar with what we have been seeing on the gold market. And if the uptrend is actually continuing, it's not going to be as good and smooth as what we have been seeing on the gold market, guys. So definitely that will be the main idea. I'll be still expecting to see that the silver market in the long run could continue to go up higher. But certainly, if we are analyzing based on the two criteria that we are looking for today, first, we are looking on the trends. We have been seeing that prices has been moving on a sideways, and we have already been getting confirmations prices has actually been rebounding between support and resistance, guys. All right, so that itself could actually be giving us a very clear sign that the trend is undecided for today. And based on the momentum, we haven't been able to see much. So with this kind of conditions that has happened since the start of today, we can actually make some good strategies out of it. First, we can actually do sell on resistance and buy on support. So during the sideways movement, this could be actually the best time for you guys to do the sideways trading, and especially if you guys are enjoying your time to do the sideways trading, this is certainly one of the moments that you guys can actually try to take and make the best use out of it, as the sideways area is still very much intact. That hasn't changed much, and prices has been actually testing $41.20 multiple times and hasn't been able to go down lower. So right now we are right at the lower side, and if you guys are trying to do trading on the sideways, this is certainly the best price for you guys to do. Put your stop losses below the sideways area to avoid any volatility happening to kick you out of the market easily. Make sure that you guys don't put your stop losses too close on the market, guys. All right. But other than that, I have been actually seeing that the overall market movement on the silver market will likely usually will be slower. So if you guys are expecting to see faster, bigger movements, I'm afraid with this kind of trends, we're not going to get it for tonight. But if you guys are expecting to get the lowest risk out of the market for tonight, certainly silver could be your choice for today, especially we have been seeing prices has been literally touching back near the lowest price. So you guys could actually try to wait out to get a better entry point, or you guys couldn't wait. You guys could actually immediately enter the trade, put your stop losses below the sideways area. Could be much safer for your trades, guys. Okay. And again, if you guys asking my view on the market, certainly I have a different opinion on the market. And why is that the case? Because since I'm much more of a swing trader, trend follower, I'm not really seeing a good clear trend on this market. And certainly there's no big momentum in the market. So I usually will be avoiding to do trades on the sideways area. But again, if you guys are very much interested to try to trade on the sideways market, this is certainly your market, guys. But Obviously, I'll be updating you guys if there's any big changes. But for now, even though I would say that yes, market has actually been moving on the sideways, but the tendency has actually been continuing with weaknesses since the start of the London sessions. Prices has actually been showing a sign that prices have actually been going through a downtrend, and it will be confirmed if prices starts to break down lower. So I would suggest for you guys to be careful. But again, if you guys should try to enter at the lowest price, very much near towards the support, that could still be a very safe trade for you guys. So always pay attention to your risk management and your position management, guys. All right. So there you go. We are actually having a totally a different market for tonight, where we are seeing a different scenario on both gold and silver, as gold market has actually been able to continue to go higher. Meanwhile, silver has been stuck on a sideways area. So there is certainly a difference between gold and silver for tonight. And remember, don't treat every single trading asset the same, because we are actually seeing that sometimes each day we have different trends, different momentums, and we need to treat them specifically to get according to what is happening on the charts, guys. All right. So, other than gold and silver, we have actually been seeing a pretty good sign appearing on the market, where we have actually been seeing that the cryptocurrency market, which has been under a lot of pressure, has actually been able to continue to go back higher as prices has touched below 110,000, has been able to rebound. Ethereum touching more 4,200 has been able to rebound. While we have been seeing that the stock indexes on the US side has actually been able to break record prices on the SP 500, as well as the US 100 has actually been able to touch back to its previous near record prices. So I take that as a very, very positive sign of the market, and a lot of expectations being put in to see more great market reactions could come out next. And the idea on the market is we are likely to get bigger market movements appearing on both the cryptocurrency market as well as the stock indexes, especially if we are getting positive results on tonight's NFP results revisions. If the revision is much higher, it really shows that the labor market is weakening, and there's a good incentive for the Federal Reserve to be pushing down the interest rates and give traders the chance to push the rally even higher on the stock indexes as well as the cryptocurrency market, guys. All right, so let us view back on the market charts. Gold overall is still showing positive sign. Prices is still maintain its uptrend. That hasn't changed much. And based on that, we are expecting to see gold market will continue its uptrend, although I would say it's going to take longer time than yesterday, where the price movement has been much positive on the market. Okay, so I believe with this kind of slow market movement, we are expecting to see that the US dollar index tonight should be strengthening back, as a huge expectations that the NFP revisions could be showing a surprise, and that would actually affect the US dollar index. So that's why we are watching through the currency strength charts to actually give us a little bit of an idea what has actually been happening on the US dollar index for tonight. So we can actually see that for tonight, the US dollar index has been slightly weakened and slightly subdued, where we have actually been seeing that prices has been weakening throughout the market sessions, and ultimately, I believe since the last 1 hour, the US dollar index has been strengthening back, and I believe that has been giving more pressure on the gold market and has actually been showing the chances for prices to continue to go higher. Although I could say for sure prices are still intact on its uptrend, but the momentum has started to subside as the US dollar index started to regain some of its strength. And that's why we have been seeing that the silver market is likely to try to stay inside the sideways area, although the US dollar index is still showing some strength. But again, if we are watching through the overall long-term trend, we are still seeing that both gold and silver is still showing a very clear signs of the uptrend that hasn't changed. But I believe with the US dollar index regaining some strength, that should have been giving a little bit of pressure on both gold and silver, guys. And based on that, I will be a little bit cautious to approach the NFP revisions number with this kind of slow market movement, but still expecting to see bigger market movements could continue on the market. So I'm still bullish on both on the gold market for tonight, a bit, I would say a little bit neutral on the silver market for tonight as well, but still very much optimistic on the long-term market movement, guys. So if we are still seeing that the US dollar index is still under good chance to continue its strength, that could really slow down things on the gold market. So that's why I would suggest for you guys, if you guys are trying to do your speculative. Okay. All right, test. If you guys, could you guys listen to me clearly? There's been some interruptions on my side. The internet connections has got some problem, but I'm sure everything has returned to normal. So I'll repeat some things if you guys couldn't hear me well on the last few sentences. But I would say the long-term market movement hasn't changed. Although I would say for tonight, I'll be a little bit bullish on the gold, a little bit neutral on the silver market, as we haven't been able to see much of a movement appearing on the silver market for tonight. Sideways trading is much advisable to do there. And on the gold market, we are still bullish, but with the strength on the US dollar index still there, it's likely to affect the overall gold market movement for tonight. So be careful, guys. All right. So me personally, I've still been waiting for confirmations, which I haven't been getting so far. Prices has actually been showing that yes, trend is still there, the momentum isn't yet there, and we haven't get the confirmations that prices are showing the signs of continuations of the trend. So we are going to monitor and update you guys. So if you guys have been enjoying your trades so far, analysis with you guys together throughout the live streaming sessions, welcome for you guys to give us your thumbs up and like. And if you guys are enjoying your time here, don't forget to follow and subscribe so that you guys will be notified whenever I'm starting my live streaming sessions with you guys. All right. All right. So since we have been discussing a little bit of the US dollar index, so let us try to check what is happening on the US dollar itself so that we can get actually a clearer view on the market and could see it much clearer on how things are changing on there. So we've actually been seeing that since last week, we have been seeing that prices has been under a lot of pressure. Prices hasn't been able to go higher than $98.50, and prices has actually been still under a lot of pressure, continuing its long-term downtrend. And the short term and medium term is still showing that trend that hasn't changed. The primary trend, minor trend, secondary trend has actually been showing signs of weaknesses, and we are expecting to see the weaknesses to continue on the market. However, we know that this week and next week will be a major important event for the market, and that itself could actually be giving a little bit of a boost on the US dollar index to try to stay on the support area if in case anything big happens in the market. We could actually see that reflected on the market as well. And throughout the market, the signs are looking positive, looking great, where we are seeing good signs that prices actually been able to stay on the support area around $97.15. And through there, we are actually expecting to see prices has been able to get a little bit of a rebound after ongoing straight 3 days of a fall. And the expectations is we are actually seeing that the overall market since the start of the market for tonight, even though it started a little bit weakened, prices has been ranging and ultimately is testing the support area at $97.15. So as long as prices still remains its downtrend movement, the expectations for actually us continue seeing that the US dollar index remain weakened and resistance area around $97.40 for tonight could still be the key main event on the market. And prices couldn't break out higher, I will still be expecting to see prices would likely to retreat, and that should be able to help to push gold higher and ultimately help silver to break out of the ranging area that we have been seeing throughout the night. So overall, the signs are still pretty looking good. Prices are still able to hold its uptrend. So that's why it seems that the resistance area on the US dollar index is starting to appear, and that could actually help to push up both gold and silver as expected. So overall, it's still looking great. Although I would say I will be putting much more of my focus on a clearer trends like the one that we are watching throughout on the gold market. But again, overall, the signs are still looking good on the gold and the silver market for tonight. And based on the market movement that we have been watching, we have actually been seeing there's a stark difference on the currency market, and we'll be discussing a little bit on what opportunities could arise on the currency market, and let you guys get to know a little bit on what kind of chances that you guys could actually get out of the market from here. Okay, so if you guys are watching through the currency strength charts right now, you guys can actually see this. We are seeing that the Japanese yen has been going really strong, especially on the back of yesterday's weaknesses on the Japanese yen. We are expecting to see a rebound, which has happened. And the overall market signs that we are watching through here is we are seeing there are some good signs that we could do some trades here. So for instance, we can actually expect that the Japanese yen initially has been going really well, but overall right now it's been slowing down. But we can actually take the chance to actually do some trades on the weakest currency pair for tonight, which is coming out from the euro, as we started to see there's some disturbance on the political tensions on the French side that has actually helped to push down the euro for tonight. And definitely euro Japanese yen could be one of the choices if you are watching through the charts of the currency sites right now. Euro Japanese yen, Euro USD could be up for considerations as the major trading pairs. But other than that, Euro AUD, Euro NZD, and Euro GBP could also be up for considerations on the market side. So if you guys are interested to trade in the market, you guys should try to trade the strongest in the currency. So weakest pair, such as the euro, is still continuing weakening. And we are also seeing signs that the US dollar is still there. It hasn't really weakened a lot. So Euro USD could be up for considerations for the major trading pairs alongside with the Euro Japanese yen. And also we are expecting to see that those will be the two main assets that I'll be watching closely on the currency side, as overall the currency strength charts is still showing the dominant side on those currencies, and the major trading pairs will always be our main focus on the market. Okay, so let's try to take a look on the US dollar Japanese yen. I mean Euro USD for tonight. So the Euro USD has actually been showing the signs that we have been trying to watch out. Prices are still weakening, and that could really contribute to a small downside on the Euro currency as we have been seeing. It has been slightly weakened, it hasn't changed much. And the expectation is for us to continue watching those kind of possibility continue on the market. And if prices continues to go weaker, there's a good chance we are seeing a topping phase is being built up right here. And the expectations is for us to see prices to continue to go down weaker throughout the market. Possibility prices will be try to touch its medium-term target 1.1714. The trade time or entry point seems that prices once getting the confirmations of breaking down below 1.1745, good chances we are going to see the weaknesses continuing on the Euro USD. Meanwhile, the Euro Japanese yen should be giving us a little bit of a thought for tonight, where we are seeing that the Euro Japanese yen has continued to go down beyond the topping phase, I would say. And prices are showing the signs. I would say it's mimicking and building up a invert head and shoulder in the sense that it's not really being built great. I would say it's more likely to be a double, triple top. And if the chart pattern really continues to go down as expected, the ultimate target will be around 171.3 yen as its medium-term target. As prices are still showing signs of weaknesses, good chance that prices will try to push down lower and lower on the market, guys. As prices has been showing the signs, it hasn't been slowing down. So there's a good chance that the weaknesses could appear, especially with the chaos that we have been seeing on the market. There's a good chance that the drop on the euro will be continuing on the market. So Euro USD, Euro Japanese yen could be your next choice to trade. Whether you guys are trading on the currency market or not, this could be considered as a good chance for you guys to consider. Okay, so let us go back and watch how things are changing on the gold market. But so far, there hasn't been a lot of changes, and the expectations still remain the same. We are likely to see bigger market movements nearing the non-farm payrolls revision numbers. And on the silver market, things are still moving on the sideways. So we'll be discussing one of the last trading commodities that we haven't been discussing for tonight, which is the black gold market, which is the oil market, where I believe some of you guys are enjoying to trade in the oil market will certainly enjoy what we are watching on here. All right, so we'll be there. We'll be checking out how things are changing there. So if you guys do have any questions on the market, let me know on the comments, on the chats. And if you guys do have any requests on what markets that you guys want to review, analyze together, let me know as well through the comments, guys. All right. Okay, so far as we can see on the market right here, the oil market has actually been going through a really good uptrend throughout the day. Although the long-term market movement is still showing a big downtrend bearish, but for today, I would say it has been actually going through a really good trend where we are actually seeing the signs higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and it has been disrupted with the big drop happening over the past 3 to 4 hours ago, and prices are actually trying to start to continue to consolidate right the previous low, and actually has been able to stabilize around there, and could be showing some good potential that the all market could actually continue to go higher for tonight, guys. So that hasn't really changed, and there's a good chance that could happen on the market. So we'll be watching and see how things are changing. But ultimately, after the motion has been disrupted to continuous uptrend, prices has actually been showing the signs of sideways. So there's not really much of a clear signs right now. So I'll be waiting to try to see out how the movement will be continuing, whether there will be a clear momentum for the all market to continue to go higher, or whether the prices will stuck around this sideways area between this range. Because if prices starts to range, I'm afraid that it's going to take a long time until the NFP revisions numbers could really affect the market as well. So I would say that those triple trading assets that we've been watching closely, coming out from gold, silver, all is actually waiting through the non-farm payrolls revision numbers, because I believe there's a lot of attentions being put there, and those numbers could actually show us how huge the possibility that it could shake things up on the market. So again, that's why we haven't been able to see much of a move. Prices has been moving with a slow pace, but we are seeing that the US dollar index has continued to strengthen back, and as a result, prices has been ranging most of the time during the live streaming sessions that we have been watching, and it's also happening across silver, happening across oil, and I believe that the currency market has actually been a little bit slow on the anticipations of what could be happening there. So that's why patience, patience, and patience. Because if you guys couldn't be patient waiting for the right chance, you guys will be ultimately trying to do a lot of speculative buys, which I'm not really a big fan of it. I'll try to chase the big moves in the market, which if it hasn't been showing us any signs, I'll be staying put. Hold on, try to see and wait and sniff out for the big market movements. But if you guys are ready, welcome to take the rest. Make sure that you guys follow through a strict and disciplined trading strategy so that you guys don't get kicked out of the market. And if you guys get kicked out, make sure you guys are trading within the safe limits of the market. All right. So if you guys haven't been doing your trades, congrats. You guys have been able to make profits because by not doing too much of a move, you guys have been saving your capital, waiting for the next best chance in the market, and make better chance on the next trading ideas, guys. All right. So I've been monitoring it. There's not much of a change as expected. Okay, right now we are on a very critical price point where prices are starting to show that prices is testing the support, and if prices couldn't stay above that 3650 area, it could really show a big danger for the speculative buys that you guys have been doing. Because overall the momentum hasn't been really showing much of a change, and that's why I've been preferred to wait for my chances to come, and signs are still looking good for the uptrend, but there will be a lot of shake-offs around this kind of market movement where prices are still consolidating. So that's why I prefer for you guys to wait. But if you guys have been doing your speculative buys, watch out, see where your stop losses are, guys. Because if you guys haven't put your stop losses, this will be the best time as prices will be testing the support around here. All right, so in a few minutes, we'll be ending our live streaming sessions, and I hope you guys are enjoying your time here. Get a little bit of an idea, get a little bit of analysis, know how you guys will react on the market based on the overall market movement. Although I would say it has been a slow market because it was the time before the big revisions of the NFP, and that will certainly be affecting a lot of market movements. We are seeing it's happening across different trading assets as well. So that's why we haven't been able to see great market movements across our live streaming sessions. But don't worry, guys, I'll be updating you guys more. If you guys have the time, you guys are welcome to join me on my VIP live sessions, where I'll be covering more economic fundamental sites where the economic events will be discussed and what are the implications on the trading assets as well. So I'll be discussing more ideas on this side of the market. So if you guys are interested, you guys are definitely welcome to join me on my VIP live sessions, and all you guys need to do, click the link on my profile or my video descriptions and join me together analyzing what's happening on the market and give you guys an idea on what's going to happen on the medium term to long term market movement. Okay, so welcome for you guys to join me there. Okay, so I'll be giving us a little bit of an update on if you guys couldn't join me on my VIP live sessions, what I'll be expecting for tonight. So the overall trend on the gold market is still there, although I would say the momentum has started to weaken, and I'll be expecting to try to see out how the market will be trying to maintain its uptrend and try to see whether prices will broke down below 3644.45. And if prices starts to broke down below that, that could mean that the uptrend on the gold market for tonight could be disappearing on the market. So that will be the key market idea for tonight. If you guys couldn't join me on my VIP live sessions, watch out and try to see how prices will be reacting around this area, because if prices starts to broke down below that couldn't change, that could be a big major concern on the market. So I'll be watching closely, try to see out how things will be playing out there. And if prices couldn't stay above it, this could mark a different scenario in the market, and the uptrend could actually start to disappear on the market. So I'll be watching carefully to try to see how the changes will be going here. And if prices starts to broke down lower than that, that means that the downtrend on the silver market could actually continue and go down lower and lower. Because overall, since the sideways, we are seeing signs of a downtrend continuations could happen. But ultimately, as you guys know, silver market movement is a little bit erratic. So I'll be watching and try to wait out for more confirmations on the next few candlestick rather than the next candlestick to actually determine how the prices will be moving. Whether prices will be moving on the sideways is likely to occur on the market, especially we haven't been entering the NFP revisions data. There could be a lot of movement to come. And also checking out how things are changing on the all market, it seems that the market movement is still waiting for those numbers, as the NFP numbers is showing weaknesses that could really push down the all market. And again, remember, we'll be having the main event for tomorrow on the EIA crude oil inventory. So I'll be watching carefully for tomorrow's market movement for the all. Overall, it seems likely for the all market to try to continue to push higher from here. Okay, so if you guys wanted to get more updates on the market, you guys are welcome to join me on my VIP live sessions. But if you guys wanted to know how I will be doing my trades, where I'll be sharing with you guys hundreds of dollars in terms of profit of trading ideas, where I'll be showing you guys my entry price, stop losses, and various target price depending on the trading style, you guys are welcome to click the link on my profile, my video descriptions, and join us trading together on gold, silver, forex, stock indices, and ultimately make great profits. Hundreds of dollars are waiting for you guys in every single trading idea. So join us on my premium trades, and welcome for you guys to make a profitable, consistent trading together with us.